Broadcasting live from Volrath's stronghold on the Plain of Wrath, it's TapTapConcede.
Woo! Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to TapTapConcede. Today it is Alex and I.
It's only two of us.
Yeah, I know. We're the only two people in the room.
We're all alone.
Yep.
But yeah, it's myself, Alex, and Cam.
Hello.
And sadly, this time we're not going to get to rip open a box, but we get to rip open one of these packs.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to get right onto it?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's
roll
do that
the die.
first, and we'll slow roll it. Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye forever. What is it?
I'll miss you. Oh, 1.
Oh no.
It was inevitable, I suppose, that this would happen. Every step was made for the right reasons.
Thanks, Dix and Museless, for this splendid pack of homelands.
All right, you guys have wanted this. Okay. You guys have asked for this. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Please stop sending us homelands. we get the joke. The set is actually just boring and awful, as you're about to see.
All right. First card.
Root Spider.
3 and a green for a 2/2 spider. If assigned as a blocker, Root Spider gains first strike and gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Yay!
For 4 mana.
Is that our first pick?
Let's find out.
I don't want to think about a world in which that's the first pick. Hey, what about Joven's Tools?
A 6 mana artifact has the ability 4 tap. Target creature cannot be blocked except by walls until end of turn. For a 6 mana falter effect, do you say?
10 mana. No, it's not a falter effect. It's a falter effect that only works on walls, Cam.
Except by walls. So on everything
except by
except...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's...
Well, you could get in for 2 damage with your Root Spider.
Use that on your ambush party. You're just rolling this game.
Ooh, a 3/1 red creature with first strike, creature type ambush party.
Summon ambush party.
We're just working on
got
card
haste?
recognizer.
That's actually maybe not even bad.
Ambush party can attack the turn it comes into play on your side. It is a 3/1. It has first strike.
Is this seriously
How
our
much
first
mana
pick?
would you pay for this ability?
4? 3?
Yeah, I think 3. It is 4 and a red.
Okay.
So, is the card reader working, Paul?
Oh, it's because of the alternate art.
Oh, that's what's happening. Okay. Sorry, there's multiple art for this card.
Yeah,
so
this one's a little different.
The card reader is having a bit of a time.
Dwarven Trader, 1/1 dwarf.
Wow, yeah, just a 1/1 for 1.
Mon's Goblin Dwarf.
Yeah, Mon's Goblin Dwarf.
Nice pony, though.
Yeah. Well, their definition of
You
fair
did
profit
good,
is
Margaret Organ-Keen.
certainly novel. Does she always have like this checkerboard pattern in the background of her artwork?
Maybe? It feels like...
I've seen this style before, definitely.
Yeah.
But, you know, some nice watercolor.
Ooh, look, a better 1/1 for 1. Summon Folk of Anhava.
Anhava. If assigned as a blocker, Folk of Anhava get +2/+0 until end of turn, so they become a 3/1.
If they block, so it's just bad trades.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
a
they can
1/1
trade up.
for 1.
The camera got bumped a little. Just
Oops.
Oh.
turn it a little bit.
Oh no, there it is. It got bumped a lot.
Oh yeah, it totally did.
Boop. There we go.
Yeah. All right, and then over a little bit.
How's that?
All right.
Okay.
It still can't find it, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably the alt art on these cards, which sucks, but...
Okay.
Mesa, Falcon. This one's gonna... No, it's not gonna win you the game. It doesn't even have fire breathing. It has butt breathing.
Oh.
It's 1 and a white for a Falcon.
Yep, for a 1/1 Falcon. Flying, 1 and a white, gets +0/+1 until end of turn.
Yay. Man. See, I look at this and then I think about that new Geist in the new set.
Oh, the one that just has like prowess?
It's the best Suntail Hawk ever printed.
Oh, the guy that taps things down, Toppelgeist?
And then every upkeep, if you have Delirium,
Yeah.
it taps something else. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
That's powerful magic.
Good turn 1, good turn 4, good turn 6.
Sarah Bestiary.
Huh.
It's a creature
this is
enchantment.
An aura for White, white. During your upkeep, pay white, white, or bury Sarah Bestiary. Target creature cannot attack, block, or use any ability that includes tap in the activation cost. Oh, it's an arrest. But you have
for white,
to...
white, pay white, white every upkeep.
I guess it's kind of removal.
Well,
for, like, your opponent's root spider.
I've got good news for you. We at least got a playable card. A playable card with the best art for this cycle.
Yeah. Oh, I love this card. It is Memory Lapse. 1 and a blue for an interrupt. Counter target spell. Put that spell on top of its owner's library.
So this is like a classic tempo card.
Yeah.
And I've had some pretty bad games where I get memory lapsed and I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah, like whatever you're hoping to top deck next turn.
It's going to be that thing that you tried to cast.
Yeah, and like this is a hard unconditional counter. Like whatever it is, it's just not happening this turn. And yeah, it turns your opponent's next draw into a dead draw. Mm-hmm. And gives like
Mark Tadine art.
Yeah, and this is the wonderful art with the guy biting his lower lip,
thinking hard. And he's
yeah, as all the phrenology pieces fall out of his head.
I really love this card, actually.
Yeah, I think this is actually like totally a fun card.
Well, we got there.
Yeah. First pick, Memory Lapse.
Also, that by the way is the last card in the pack because this contains 8 cards.
8 cards. Like, I guess the Ambush Party is kind of the best.
5 mana, 3/1 haste.
Is there a second Homelands pack in the...
Is there?
Is there?
Maybe.
I don't know, maybe
we should just chain
it? Yeah.
Just like purge all the homelands.
There must be more. People keep sending them to us.
Just make sure that we'll get all this stuff out of here. We've got so many cool packs in here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what some of these ones are. Oh, I don't see one.
Yeah.
So maybe we just stepped on that bomb.
Yeah, maybe we did.
Is there a pack of the dark?
Wait, hold on. Was there a pack of Fallen Empires back here?
Yeah, I just need another 8-card pack.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, Fallen Empires was also an 8-card pack.
Yeah. Man, how far we've come.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, doesn't appear to be. No, wait, there is.
Oh! Do we want to just like...
We could rip this pack of Fallen Empires.
Let's do it. Let's at least get some more stuff out of here.
With a note from Greg saying, Friday nights got me to play again after a long time. How long? See this pack.
From 1994.
Yeah, this was the set that was coming out like 6 months or so after I got into the game. And I had totally missed the boat on Arabian Nights. Legends packs were like $20 when you could find them.
Damn.
Antiquities was still kind of floating around. But Fallen Empires, they were releasing a new set called Fallen Empires, and it was coming out, and we got it.
Good.
How many do you want? And I'm like, I'll take all of them, right? Because I was a stupid little kid.
Just wait till you see what's in here. But in the southern oceans of Domina Prime lay a continent of great kingdoms. I'm reading from the pack, by the way. Far from the land of the war between Urza and Mishra, the lands of Sarpedia prospered. But as the climate changed, resources dwindled and empires crumbled. Hideous new species arose in the forests and seas, forcing the Sarpedians to fight for their very survival. Recruit these toughened warriors and vicious predators for your duels. But beware lest you fare no better than the Fallen Empire's trademark.
I just want to say, I love that it's like, far from the battle between Urza and Mishra, i.e. the interesting thing that's going on currently.
So our rare is on top. And I think...
I played a deck with this guy and he never did anything.
Did we get 2 rares? No, that can't be right.
Deep Spawn.
Deep Spawn!
No
For
rares.
8 mana, 5 blue, blue, blue.
What would you expect for 8 mana?
For 8 mana, I want Grizzlebrand.
Yes. Well, you don't get Grizzlebrand. You get a Homerid.
This is 6/6 and trample, which, okay, this is 1994 Magic. Maybe this is actually relevant.
That's a lot of text.
During your upkeep, take 2 cards from the top of your library and put them in your graveyard, or destroy deep spawn.
Well, it's not a terrible drawback.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe this guy's a reanimator target. He costs 8. He's got a big body. He tramples. He's got a graveyard ability. For 1 blue mana, deep spawn may not be the target of spells or effects until the end of turn and does not untap as normal during your next untap step. If deep spawn is untapped, tap it.
Can I just say I at least dig the flavor on this?
Yeah.
Then it goes
Yeah.
Shroud.
Yeah.
But it's not coming back for a while.
I mean, the art's kind of rad, I guess.
Mark Tadine again.
Yeah.
I just like that, like 90% of the removal that somebody would use on him is not that much worse than what he just does to try to avoid the removal.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Well, we've got a side order of Thallid.
Ooh, a side Thallid.
Thallid.
Feral Thallid for 3 green, green, green.
I always liked this guy's Fu Manchu.
Oh, yeah. No,
I thought it was really cute.
He's got a rad, like, mustache going on here. Okay, for 6 mana in green.
3 green, green, green. I'm
For
seeing a theme
green,
here.
You get a 6/3 fungus.
Okay.
It has several abilities. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on Feral Thallid. Okay.
A lot of the Thalids have that ability.
This is the Thallid ability. Usually you get to blow the counters off when you get 3 of them for something.
Totally can.
0 mana, because that's how this is templated. Remove 3 spore counters from Feral Thallid to regenerate it.
Born and bred of fungus, Thalids are nearly impossible to kill eventually. Sarpedian Empires Volume 1.
What I really do love about this set is like the fact that it's kind of like in the ancient history of the world, and you get all of these like. This is a card with multiple art, so the card reader might have trouble with it. It is Vodalian Soldiers for 1 and a blue. You get a 1/2 Merfolk.
Keep talking.
That's it.
Ooh, but you get like.
Yeah, you get a brick of flavor text.
Yeah, you get tons of
this
flavor
is
text.
actually the Richard Kane Ferguson art, which is actually pretty rad art.
It's not this one that we're seeing
it's
currently.
It's not currently this
Better
one.
than that.
And it has like a brick of flavor text on it. Stalwart soldiers, you stand against the Homerids for Vodalia and honor. Your homeland cries out for protection, and the moment has come. Now let your valor shine and sound the cry to battle. Victory to Vodalia. Attributed to Marshal Volnikov. So these guys just like block a deep spawn and die.
Yep.
1/2 Vodalian soldiers, or 1/2 Merfolk, you usually get that for 1. Hey, buddy.
Speaking of Thalids,
Thorn Thallid.
there's the side salad. Well, the sides or the small salad.
Yeah, like we had the
Thallid.
big Thallid. Now we have the side Thallid.
2/2 fungus for 1 green, green.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, it's kind of like, I mean, Grey Ogre, right? 2/2 for 3.
It's kind of worse than a gray ogre. It's double green.
Yeah, well,
But-
I mean, maybe we get something back for that.
You get a spore counter every upkeep on it.
Yeah, so it has the Thallid ability where you get a spore counter on it.
Yeah.
When you get 3 of them, you may pay 0 mana, remove 3 spore counters from Thorn Thallid to have it deal 1 damage to any target.
Weirdly out of flavor for green.
I mean, green pinger?
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't tap.
I don't know. It might be okay for this set. It's like in 3 turns, I'm going to Hornet Sting you.
Well, I mean, maybe.
We got a playable.
Hey,
So
these guys.
okay,
These guys get into Highlander lists, don't they?
They do. They're really good in mono black. And speaking of mono black, these guys were the win con. One of the win cons for the Necropotent Summer, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no. Anyway,
the Summer of Necropotents.
So what we have here is Order of the Ebon Hand. For double black, you get a 2/1 cleric. They have protection from white. They have 2 activated abilities. For black, they get +1/+0 until end of turn. For 1 black mana, they get first strike until end of turn.
Actually pretty decent.
Yeah, these are totally...
So it was either Order of the Ebon Hand or the other
Order of Lightbird?
Stromgald or Stromgald Crusader.
Right, yeah,
which
yeah.
is the exact same card.
But from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was either one of these that was sort of played, because it would just use Necropotents to rip a million of these guys.
Yeah.
And then just crash in.
Yeah.
So this guy gets played in Highlander in the mono black list because the protection's relevant. This guy's pretty okay early game. Stromgald Crusader was like later. And this is actually a pretty sweet top deck because
Yeah.
you're like, well, I'm behind. Hey, this guy, I can just give him fire breathing.
Yeah,
and
and,
maybe
like-
he gets there on his own.
Yeah, and like, I can put, it's turn 7. You can put 5 mana into him and tear down a 4 or an X4.
Yep.
And it's even got the rad Ron Spencer art.
He's got.
And which flavor text is
Is that
this?
a Pog shield?
It appears to be some kind of ragged saw blade, but the flavor text is dedicated to the principles of Turak. Members of the Ebon Hand demonstrated their devotion with grisly rituals.
Gross.
Quite.
Orcish veteran.
Ooh, a 2/2 for 2 and a red. So it is a gray ogre, but it is an orc. It has a couple of abilities. Cannot be assigned to block any white creature of power greater than 1.
That's really specific.
Yeah, and for 1 red mana, first strike until end of turn.
It's like not garbage.
No.
It's just not good.
I'm totally first picking the Order of the Ebon Hand so far. Elven Fortress. This is another card I remember. It has multiple artwork as well, so the
that's
card
probably
reader
why
may
it's
have
not
trouble
gonna-
with it. Oh wait, Orcish Veteran has Quentin Hoover art.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I miss you, Quentin Hoover.
07. Elven Fortress is a 1 green enchantment.
It has an ability for 1 in green. Target blocking creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn.
Well, I at least have some good news for you, Cam. Your first pick is going to lead to a really good deck.
Him to Turak.
Yep. Oh, man, is this card
Oh,
impressive.
yeah.
Black sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards at random from his or her hand.
If target player does not have enough cards...
I don't know
to
why
surrender
they add
target-
that text.
I don't know.
Yeah, if target player does not have enough cards, his or her entire hand is discarded. This card's
Yeah. A beating.
really powerful. It gets played in Highlander. I feel as though... Does it get played in Legacy? That question sounds stupid, but I don't actually remember. I think it gets played in Pox.
Yeah. Well, like, you could easily quite imagine a deck that goes like turn 1 Thoughtseize or turn 1 Cabal Therapy.
And then
Like,
this.
and then this, and then Liliana of the Veil?
Ugh. Yeah, that sounds like Pox to me. But
Yeah.
this is such a beating because the random clause means it can hit any 2 cards, including land.
Yeah.
So another really solid card in Mono Black Highlander.
Yeah. And another reason why you don't draft Fallen Empires, because this was common.
Oh,
Common.
that's awkward.
Yeah, so it was. I was just noticing that for one thing, it was reprinted in Masters Edition, and in vintage. In Vintage Masters,
and in
both
FTV 20.
both as uncommon. Yeah, in FTV 20,
Yeah.
which is so the fact that it was in from the vault as a mythic. I mean, they're all mythic rares from the vault, but the fact that it was put in
From the vault.
from the vault indicates how iconic a card it was.
Yeah. We got the one with the Scott Kirshner art. Members of the Order often played the hymns on instruments made from their victims' bones.
Ding, 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 ding.
This is the cool art.
Yeah,
The three
The one wolf moon.
One Wolf Moon.
Because they discarded the other 2. Oh man, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, that's so...
That's okay. Yeah,
wow,
that's pretty
flavor
good.
Slam dunk. But it's a fox. Look at the tiny, like, lower jaw.
Orf. I don't know. It looks like a wolf. Anywho, well, we got Memory Lapse and we got him to Turek, so
Yeah, no, these are fun decks.
this is all right.
Yeah.
These are the only good cards in the entire set, and I
Yeah.
think that we sacked out completely by
Yeah.
drawing them.
Yeah, no, we actually got, like, we did get the good cards.
Speaking of good cards,
Yeah. So what we're going to do on this Tap Tap Concede is Alex and I are going to live brew with you a Highlander deck.
well, with us.
Yeah.
You get to witness our thought process.
Yeah, exactly. And so Highlander, if you're not familiar, is a format that is played locally here in Victoria.
Yeah, Canadian Highlander.
Canadian Highlander. There are other Highlander isotopes. There's an Australian Highlander, which is a 60-card singleton deck, and German Highlander, which is a 100-card singleton with a ban list. here in Victoria, we play with the vintage ban list.
Loosely the vintage ban list.
And then a points list that for every 100 cards in your deck, minimum 100 cards, you are assigned 10 points. And powerful cards are assigned a points value, and
just keeps you from playing 5 Moxes.
Yeah, 5 Moxes and a Lotus.
Because you can play those cards, but they're a lot of points.
Yeah, I think Lotus is 4 points.
Probably 5.
5?
It might actually be 6.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look that up.
If you want to follow along with us as we brew, useful resources might be the Canadian Highlander website.
Yeah, it's
CanadianHighlander.wordpress.com.
Yeah.
Can Highlander.
Is it Can? Oh, it's Can Highlander. I always mess that up.
So this is a format that Alex
Or did we get it wrong? It's one or the other.
Yeah. This is a format that Alex has been enjoying for years. It's
really
what
good.
all the local judges play.
No, it is Canadian.
For the Thursday night Highlander, which is kind of the more casual Highlander. It's a
little bit.
Night. It's a little looser. It's where people try out new lists. There were like 25 or 26 people last night.
Yeah. Well, they do 2 tournaments a week, one on Monday, one on Thursday. And the Monday is like the really serious one.
Yeah.
And the Thursday is the sort of like, well, you couldn't make it to Monday.
Yeah.
Hang out. But there's a lot of people showing up to both of them.
There were, 30 players at Monday Night Highlander?
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Crammed into wide.
Actually, what was it? Ben and Jeremy were talking about on their podcast. There was a Monday where it was like 36 players and 32 archetypes.
It's a very diverse
Healthy
game.
metas.
It's a very diverse game.
That's so exciting.
So yeah, Black Lotus is 6 points.
All right.
The only other, there's Flash, which is also 6 points.
And I'm going to guess Hulk is 5 points.
Actually, no, Hulk I think is 0 points.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
No, the only other one, so there's no other 6 points ones. Time Vault is 7.
That's
about right.
correct.
Yeah, that's about right.
And then
That's
there's
correct.
Scheherazade, which is 11 points.
Yeah.
Seriously?
No.
No.
okay.
But
Banned.
just don't use it.
Yeah.
That's how they should do it. Just make Scheherazade 11
Well, no,
points.
then you could play Scheherazade in a 200-card list. No. Yeah.
Ugh.
Then you'd have to play 2 games against somebody with a Scheherazade in a 200-card deck.
Let's not think about that.
But
then you can just see them coming because they'll sit down with an enormous deck.
Just be like, Judge,
Yeah.
I drop.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to live brew a Highlander deck that Alex and I both kind of have an interest in. And that deck is going to be a green-black aggro list.
I was about to say Gruul, but it's Golgari.
No, it's Golgari.
Golgari.
The reason that we are going with those colors and that strategy, where the strategy is aggro, is that we've spoken with several of the council members and realized that mid-range is really popular in our current metagame right now.
It's real big.
There are a lot of mid-range lists, and if you're not familiar, mid-range is a kind of archetype that plays a lot of 3 to 4 drop creatures that usually do multiple things at once.
The way I sort of characterize
opponent.
mid-range is it's a brisk-paced control deck that wins with 4 drops or less.
Yeah. So iconic 4-drop creatures are things like Flametongue Kavu, Bloodbraid Elf. Newer ones are things like Thought-Knot Seer.
I've not seen him played yet in Highlander, but I'm sure it'll happen.
Brimaz, King of Oreskos.
Yeah, just the super hyper-efficient beaters.
Yeah, Hero of Bladehold.
I haven't seen it for a while, but that's the kind of threat that you would play. Whereas, a hard controlled deck would be slamming a Titan or a Wormcoil or something. A mid-range deck, wins with your Brimaz and your Thrun or something. Although I think even Control probably plays Thrun. But.
Yeah.
So what Ben Wheeler had determined was that the ways to beat mid-range decks is you either go over them with Control or a Swarm strategy, or you go under them with aggro and you just clock them out faster than they can.
Yeah, faster than they can resolve threats or stabilize.
Yep.
So what we have decided to go with is a green-black aggro strategy, because these are cards that Alex and I are familiar with.
I dig it. I was looking at a bunch of stuff in my toolkit and I was like, Man, I should play all these together. It would be sweet.
So what we're looking at right now is probably starting off with a solid base of 1-drop aggressive black creatures.
And then there's a lot of really good 2-drops.
Yeah.
Then maybe like a couple of staples, some good removal. Then we can work out the mana base.
Yeah, do we want... I mean, we're in green and black, so we have like excellent removal. We have very, very good hand disruption and hand attack.
Yeah, and then like some miscellaneous stuff, like there's some pretty good tutors and very, very high creature quality. So it's sort of like, we're gonna maybe combine the best aspects of like mono black and sort of what green adds to that. Because like mono black is really aggressive and really disruptive, but sometimes a little linear, and it gasses out really hard.
Exactly.
But this will add a lot of really spicy cards. So
okay, so let's start off with adding the iconic cards that we really want to include that make the deck hum along.
Lotleth Troll.
Okay.
That's the deck. The deck is Lotleth Troll.deck. Actually, I'm going to rattle off a couple of 2-drops that are really exciting. So Lotleth Troll, Rakshasa Death Dealer.
Yep.
So that's these have something in common. They're all like black-green cards, like black and green mana 2-drops. Rakshasa Death Dealer is a 2/2, and for black, it has 2 black-green activated abilities where you can pump it or regenerate it.
Yeah, so Rakshasa Death Dealer is a 2/2 cat demon for 1 green and 1 black. It has 2 activated abilities. For 1 green and 1 black, Rakshasa Death Dealer gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And for 1 green and 1 black, regenerate Rakshasa Death Dealer.
So the first ability you can activate as many times as you want. So on 4, you can like 6/6 this.
Right. And we do want to be playing these guys out on 2. So that...
Maybe on 1.
We're already looking at a very aggressive mana base.
Yeah. So this guy actually sort of maybe even a reference to a card that I think is even better, Putrid Leech.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Classic Jund, ferociously powerful aggro creature. This thing's so scary.
Yeah. Putrid Leech, again, green-black for a 2/2 zombie leech. Pay 2 life. Putrid Leech gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn.
For free.
For free. Well,
I mean, you pay 2 life, but who cares?
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
Symmetrical effect. It's fine.
Yeah, it's totally balanced.
So I'm trying to think. There's probably we're probably gonna keep remembering cards, but so we could go to the black end of things and to the green end. I'm thinking of staples like we want Dark Confidant in this list.
Oh yeah, well okay. So as you mentioned, black aggro can tend to power out.
So you want to...
So Dark Confidant is a very powerful draw card and a beater combined into one. If you're not familiar with Dark Confidant, it is 1 and a black for a human wizard. He's a 2/1 and has an ability. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to its converted mana cost. We are never hoping... with this list, I don't think we would ever anticipate taking more than 3 damage off of this guy.
We're probably going to play... actually, there's 2 cards that this is really going to hurt us on. But I want to play them anyways, because that's just how this deck rolls. The cards I'm thinking of...
I can imagine one of them already.
Wait, 3. Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, I was going to say Gurmag Angler. Are these all delve creatures?
Yes.
All right.
So but there's 3 I think we really have to play. Gurmag Angler, Hooting Mandrills. You ready to get drilled? Gurmag Angler, a 5/5 for 6 and a black with delve. So a 5/5 for 1.
Yeah, 5/5 for 1.
And Hooting Mandrill's a 4/4 with trample with delve for 5 and a green.
Yeah, and they also have trample.
So these really hurt to flip off Bob, but they're 2 cards in 100.
Yep.
Oh, Surge, no, not now.
So yeah, these ones will hurt us if we flip them off Bob. That's the cost of doing business in this deck.
It just happens.
Yeah. And
there is one more high drop.
Tombstalker?
No. Because Tassiger's just better.
Okay. Tassiger,
and we can
the Golden
activate
Fang.
him off of the mana.
Yep.
So this is another way that we can sort of prevent from gassing out. So he's a huge threat, not a lot of mana, and he can rip us extra cards if the game goes long.
Yes. These cards all remind me of another card that is very iconic, and another 2-drop, which is Tarmogoyf.
Yes, of course. You gotta have Tarmogoyf.
Gotta have Tarmogoyf.
I think you have to have Tarmogoyf, Scavenging Ooze,
Yep.
Deathrite Shaman. You just like get all the... For Highlander, you sort of first pick all the main deck cards from comparable like legacy lists.
Yeah.
And then you start picking into the cards that just barely don't make those lists.
Yeah.
And are still crazy powerful.
So one of the design strategies I've come up with when looking at brewing a list is in constructed, 60-card constructed formats, modern, standard, legacy. I've had a lot of success playing 8-ofs.
Yeah, we're going to have some 8-ofs in this deck, I tell you what.
And what I mean by that is that normally you're restricted to 4 of any current card. You have your play set of lightning bolts. For added consistency, you play copies 5 through 8 of that card, but it has a different name. In Legacy, you run copy 1 through 4 of Lightning Bolt, and then you run copy 5 through 8 of Lightning Bolt, which is called Chain Lightning.
Yeah. And
it's not as good. It's a sorcery. It has this other clause on it, but you still run it.
Yeah. So like in this deck, we're probably going to be playing 8 1-drop Pikers.
Yeah.
Pikers / Bears.
But in a 100-card format, an 8-of translates into a 13-of, more or less. So in order to get real good consistency, you kind of want 5 slots of 13 cards.
Yep. That's sort of how it go.
I mean, and you can fiddle with that, but that's where I'm at with my own lists.
Yeah.
So we've got, for high-end beaters, like just these donkeys that swing in, they don't do particularly anything but hurt the other guy. We've got Gurmag Angler hooting mandrills. Tasigur has this other ability, but in the end, he's still like a 4/5.
4/5. That's probably going to be cast for 1, because you're like fetch land, removal spell. One of your guys is dead, then this guy.
Yeah. Tarmogoyf, Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah. Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze, the weird relationship where they're both so nuts that you play them together even though they're a non-bow.
Yeah. Yeah, even though they don't get along with each other.
Doesn't matter. They're both insane.
They're both independently very good cards. And if they run up against one another, well, again, that's the cost of doing business, and you can kind of play to both of their strengths.
There's another card I want to throw in here that's very aggressive, and it's actually a pet card of mine.
Okay.
Una's Prowler?
Interesting. Is this the 3/1?
I think it's Una's Prowler. The 3/1 flyer for 1 and a black.
That you can pitch cards to?
Yeah. That's
the one.
So it's a weird card because 3/1 flying, 1 and a black. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It does have a drawback. Discard a card, Una's Prowler gets -2/-0 until end of turn. Any player may play this ability. So if you swing in with this thing, your opponent can pitch cards to debuff it. But my thinking is that if you play it in a deck that's really aggressive and really disruptive, they don't really want to pitch those cards.
Yeah.
And we can use this ability to enable our stuff, which is why I want us to add Vengevine.
That seems like another excellent addition.
Vengevine, and actually there's a bunch of other graveyard escaping creatures that I think would be good in this. I think.
So Vengevine, really here, we want this at the top of our curve.
Yeah, 4 is, I think, the highest we go. We don't count the Delve cards because
frequently we're playing them for 1 or 2 mana.
Yeah.
Right?
So Vengevine, what are the other ones? There's...
Deathmist Raptor?
I don't know about that guy. He seems...
Like, it's not Vengevine. He is definitely not Vengevine.
What is the text on that card? You have to flip stuff face up.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean, we could play this guy, or we could play something like Defiler of Souls, or Bloodghast.
Yeah, Bloodghast seems just way better.
Yeah, because I'm also pretty sure this is going to be a Skull Clamp deck.
Oh,
or sorry, not Defiler of Souls, Defiler of the Spoiler of Souls. They ran out of names.
Yeah,
it's black 3/1. You can put it into play from your graveyard.
That's the one, Spoiler of Souls. Yes, that guy from Origins.
Yeah, 3/1 can't block for black, which is already pretty sweet.
Yeah. And when
black,
are you ever blocking with this guy? Never.
Well, I mean, you don't really block in this deck.
No, this deck does not block.
Yeah, Bloodghast, similar thing. You have all these guys that they're either really hard to get rid of, because even if they're countered or killed, they come back, which is a big pain.
Your opponent has to be exiling your creatures.
There's not a huge number of those.
You will run across people who are playing like Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshares
and Deathrite Shaman
and Deathrite Shaman and
Scavenging Ooze. But we're playing those, so we can fight the menace.
Yeah, and those things will happen to you, and then they will be out of those effects.
Yeah. There's a couple other ones. Actually, this is going to lead neatly into a good segue. Bloodsoaked Champion.
Yes.
And Gravecrawler, who are really similar. And this starts the list of 1 mana 2Xs.
Yeah.
Which is just the really aggressive backbone of just slam these and start crashing in with them.
Yeah, so Bloodsoaked Champion and Gravecrawler are both 1 black mana for a 2/1.
That can't block.
Bloodsoaked Champion has an ability, Raid, for 1 and a black. Return Bloodsoaked Champion from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only if you attacked with the creature this turn.
Cam, you can trigger Raid off himself.
Yep. And you can do this at instant speed.
It's really great.
I had a lot of fun with this guy, with that guy playing in a Mardu Aristocrats list last standard season, where I would play Butcher of the Horde, sacrifice Bloodsoaked Champion to Butcher of the Horde to give it haste, attacked with Butcher of the Horde, return Bloodsoaked Champion to the battlefield at instant speed, sacrifice it again to give him lifelink.
Marvelous.
I mean, it's a 6 mana play, but
that's still really sweet.
I think that's rad.
So Gravecrawler is as you said, another 2/1 can't block for 1 black, but you can cast it from your graveyard if you control a zombie. This deck is going to play a lot of incidental zombies.
Yeah.
I'll talk about them after the rest of these pikers, but there's going to be a non-zero number of zombies in this deck.
Yeah.
Like, we've already added some, like Lotless Troll is a zombie, Gurmag Angler is a zombie.
Yep.
There's going to be a few more. No, Putrid Leech is a zombie.
Yeah, the other zombie that I'm thinking of that is a classic Suicide Black card is Carnophage.
Yep, that leads us neatly.
Can I just say,
this list.
Who resurrects a leech as a zombie? Seriously.
A monster.
Yeah.
A lich, I can see.
Yeah.
Leech, not so much. Maybe
maybe it was one of those drop-down errors where it's like, what do you want to resurrect, right? And like you click on the drop-down menu and you like scroll down, you get to like L vowel and you click on it, and you're like, you have selected leech.
No. Putrid Leech has the greatest flavor text. It says it adjusted to Jun's overabundance of food by growing additional mouths. It's like, so Carnophage, this guy's a classic. 1 black for a 2/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, tap him unless you pay 1 life.
Okay.
So this is Sui Black. This guy's gonna hurt you, but the idea is that he's gonna hurt your opponent more.
Yeah.
What was that term?
Sorry?
Sui Black.
Sui Black.
Suicide Black.
Yeah, it's a hyper aggressive mono black strategy that plays a lot of these overpowered creatures that have a drawback that's usually pinging you for life. But the idea is that you just steamroll your opponent before you run out of gas. Or you gas out like Hogan.
No, yeah, I mean, gassing out like Hogan is kind of what this deck does.
Yep. There's a couple other ones like this guy. There's
Sarcomancy?
Yeah, Sarcomancy is the secret one.
Yeah, because
The one I always the one I always forget.
Sarcomancy is an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, for 1 black, it is an enchantment. When Sarcomancy enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 black zombie creature onto the battlefield. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are no zombies on the battlefield, Sarcomancy deals 1 damage to you.
And we play other zombies.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, this will start hurting you if you lose the zombie that it makes, but you can just make more. So after Sarcomancy, we have Diregraph Ghoul.
Yep.
You'll notice a theme emerging here. It's a 2/2 for 1 black. Again, comes into play tapped. In some ways better, in some ways worse than some of the other zombies we have.
I mean, we're never... So what? It's tapped on turn 1. It doesn't have haste. We're not blocking with it.
Yep. Vampire Lacerator.
Vampire Lacerator.
Another 2/2 for 1. Every upkeep, it pings you for 1, unless your opponent's at 10 life or less.
What about the guy from Theros?
The enchantment guy?
No, the hero.
Oh yeah, Tormented Hero.
Tormented Hero. Does that guy go in this list?
Yes, absolutely. We're playing all the good 2/1s for 1.
Are we ever using Tormented Hero's ability?
No.
No? Does it matter?
I've never ever used that ability, but it's irrelevant.
Okay. Tormented Hero again. 2/1 for 1 black mana. A human warrior. Tormented Hero enters the battlefield tapped. He has a heroic trigger. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Tormented Hero, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way.
The only time I could see you doing this is they cast Moat and you have a removal spell that you have to ping them for 1.
Right.
But that's not even a good play. Gosh darn it. Thought I had it correct this time. Yep. Sorry, everyone. There is an enchantment 1 in this cycle. What is? I can't remember what it's called. It's a Minotaur.
Oh.
I can visualize it. It's
yeah.
1 black for a 2/1 from Theros block.
Enchantment creature.
Oh, what's it called? Paul will help us.
It's a Minotaur?
Yeah, it's a 2/1 Minotaur for 1 black. It can't block. It has Bestow, which has weird secret tech. Bestow is the ability where there's an alternate cost you can pay for the creature, and it becomes an aura instead.
Right.
Granting the enchanted creature +2/+1 can't block.
Right.
You can cast it on your opponent's creatures so they can't block.
Ooh.
It makes them big, but it's sometimes good for an alpha
what you need to get through.
It's like Gnarled Scarhide, I think. That's the name.
Yeah.
Gnarled Scarhide.
Yeah.
There's all these tongue twisters they keep coming up with as they run out of names for these guys. This guy's good. Because sometimes if you rip this guy as a top deck and you have like a flyer or something with evasion or just something that you can get in with, rather than cast this guy, you just bestow something, make it more powerful, and crash in with it.
Right.
So, I dig him. Are there any other 2? Oh, Rakdos Cackler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he has Unleash, right?
This is another one, which is weird, because when you're searching on Gatherer for these cards, Rakdos Cackler and Sarcomancy will not show up on your search. Because Rakdos Cackler is a 1/1, but he's really a 2/2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 1/1 for black-red split with Unleash. When you play him, you can choose to put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he has 1, he can't block. Most of the time, you're just playing this guy as a 2/2 for 1.
Yeah.
Other cards in this deck. I'm trying to think. I feel like that's probably all the good black 1-drops.
Is 11 1-drops. Because
Perfect.
Despoiler of Souls?
It's a 2.
2, right, sorry. Yeah. So that's 10.
Although,
do we want to really front load any more 1-drop creatures?
There might be there's actually dipping into green. Sky Shroud Elite.
That sounds really familiar.
It's a 1/1 for a green. It gets +1/+2 if your opponent controls a non-basic.
Oh.
So it's like Curd Ape,
Yeah.
but it checks their land.
That seems quite good.
Yeah,
having basically a 2/3.
Yeah, this
all the
guy's
time.
this guy's good. And in our meta, the only time you're not really gonna have this turned on is against like mono red, or like
A blue tempo deck that isn't running any
like,
non-basics, so it can run back to basics.
even Hoof plays a lot
Like,
of non-basics.
Gaia's Cradle
Yeah.
is kind of like the...
So chances are you'll probably have this guy turned on. I wonder if do we want to play stuff like Basking Rootwalla?
I was going to ask you about that. Basking Rootwalla is a 1/1 for 1 with Threshold.
Yeah.
What about...
Oh, no, it's not Threshold. It's
no,
Madness.
sorry. Yeah.
I kind of want to play this because we can pitch it to...
Lotleth Troll?
We can pitch it to Troll. We can pitch it to Una's Prowler.
Yep.
If we play Fauna Shaman, we can pitch it to that.
Yep.
We can pitch it to Liliana.
Yeah, because we're going to run Liliana in this.
Let's play Basking Rootwalla.
Let's play Basking Rootwalla. He's cute.
Let's see how he is.
Yeah, we can try him out. I mean, maybe he gets cut.
He's probably cuttable, but
I mean,
it's pretty
gonna
sweet.
feel good when you make that play.
Yeah.
And Highlander, the lists aren't always the tightest sometimes because you get to play pet cards occasionally. What about something like Werebear? Is that relevant?
That's a tough call. Like, that's a Sorensen classic.
Right. Is it an aggro card?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Because, like, in aggro, you want the things to crash in. Because Sorensen can make that... Sorry. Sorensen is an archetype in our format that's blue-green tempo. It's basically a Miracle Grow deck.
Yeah,
where
it sticks an early threat and then protects it.
It sticks an early threat and protects, and it's usually a threat that gets bigger over the course of the game. So it plays stuff like Wake Thrasher,
Quirion Dryad.
Quirion Dryad.
Mana Gorger Hydra.
Yeah, Mana Gorger Hydra is like a new one.
Chasm Skulker.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it plays Werebear because, like, by the time you've played all your counter spells to counter all their stuff, you just play it as like a 4/4.
Okay, yeah.
So, but in the R deck,
Yeah, especially if we're going to be blowing away our graveyard with Delve creatures and Deathrite Shaman.
I don't think it's that great.
Okay.
So this is a perfect example of like a card that's real good, not in this deck. So, but cards that are good in this deck, I kind of want to play Fauna Shaman because
seems reasonable.
Well, you can Fauna Shaman. I mean, the combo is you find and pitch Vengevine, and then you find and pitch
Basking Rootwalla.
yeah, Rootwalla.
Yeah.
And then play a 1-drop. And then you have the Vengevine.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that seems quite all right.
Excuse me. Speaking of... Oh, right. I'm jumping all around this list, but what popped into my head is 2 cards that I really, really want to play. First one's Viral's.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember his nickname after that. It's Viral's the Scar Striped?
Something like that?
Yeah, that's the
He's
one.
from Dragon's Maze. He's the Golgari champion. Or the Golgari Maze runner.
Yeah, so he's a troll. I
Yeah.
think he's a troll. 1 black-green for a 2/2. Sacrifice a creature, regenerate him. And then a really exciting little bit of text. Creatures in your graveyard have scavenge, where with cost equal to their converted mana cost. Which means you can pay their CMC if they're in the graveyard, exile them, and put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to its
Power or toughness? Power.
Power.
And
So
with all of our 2/1s.
our 2/1s for 1,
Yeah.
1 black mana, put 2 counters. You know what else combos well with this guy?
What?
Death Shadow.
Oh!
Oh yeah,
spicy.
that's where we're going. We don't need
Spicy.
roads for where we're going.
Oh, Death Shadow.
Death Shadow is a
1.
13/13 for 1.
Yep.
What do you suppose the drawback is, Cam?
For a 13 for 1, I would expect this thing to just straight out murder me.
It sort of. It gets -X as a passive ability, where X is your life total.
Okay.
So the more hurt you are, the more colossal this guy is.
Right.
So if you're at 10, this guy's a 3/3 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just keeps getting better from there. But,
This guy's on the board.
This guy's another sweet combo. I'll get to that. With this guy in the bin and Viral's on the table, 1 black mana put 13 counters on something.
And since Viral's ability is, did it specify as a sorcery, or can it be
It's a
used as
sorcery. I wish it was an instant, but
yeah, because that would actually be busted.
Another card this is good with, because I saw this tech from Nelson, Liliana Heretical Healer.
Yeah. Oh.
You see where I'm going with this.
Yeah, you play Liliana Heretical Healer for 1 black, and then you play Death Shadow.
Which kills itself if you have more than 13 life.
Yes.
Or 13
and then,
life or greater.
which causes Liliana Heretical Healer to flip into Liliana Ascendant Necromancer.
Defiant Necromancer.
Defiant Necromancer.
Roll up
when
in
you
the
roll
club
up in
like,
the club
yeah.
like.
Oh, this does everything we want this deck to do.
Yeah, like Liliana, this Liliana flip card, I've tried her in Aristocrat strategies where she works quite well. The place where she doesn't work well at all is in Reanimator strategies, where you're filling your bin and then trying to reanimate expensive cards. Because I really wanted her to work in that. I mean, Necromancer, it's right in the title. Where she wants to be is in these super aggressive blacklists.
Oh yeah, it's really great because you just play her, you crash in with your guys, you're like, oh, my blocks are bad because you get a free zombie if I kill any of your dudes. And then you get a Planeswalker.
Yeah, who is immediately going to make you either pitch a card or reanimate one of your 1-drops.
It's pretty hot. She also has lifelink when she's just a legendary, so that's sweet.
She's a 2/3.
Stem the bleeding occasionally.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of cards that can stem the bleeding.
I need
yeah,
to
you
put
go
in
ahead.
Liliana Heretical Healer into this.
See, now I'm thinking about legendary creatures.
Ooh, okay.
So Drana, the new one, what's her name?
I don't know her title.
It's like something of the something. It's 1 black for a 2/3 flyer.
Yeah.
With first strike, and whenever she hits an opponent, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Drana, Liberator of Malakir. So this card has shenanigans because you crack in with your team, you do first strike damage first, and then it pumps your team, and then you go to regular damage.
Yeah, that seems very good. She seems like an excellent card.
It's hotness.
The other vampire, the other legendary vampire that we saw in Oath of the Gatewatch was Kalitas. He's 4 mana. That's an awful lot for this deck.
It's fine.
It's fine?
This
We'll
thing,
make it work?
This thing is he's such a house. We looked at this card and I was like, oh, this looks pretty sweet.
And then you just, Traitor of Get.
And then you realize his second ability. Okay, so 2 black for a 3/4 with lifelink. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm actually going to slow roll this. His third ability is 2 and a black, sacrifice another vampire or zombie, put 2 +1/+1 counters on him. We play zombies.
Oh, we
play vampires too.
Yeah.
What's his second ability? And I'm going to read this very carefully because it's important. If, not when, if a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead, exile it and put a 2/2 black zombie onto the battlefield.
So this just ruins any kind of death triggers.
I'll tell you the best play I ever had with this guy. My opponent had Kitchen Finks with a skull clamp on it. He didn't draw cards or gain life or persist.
Oh, wow.
It was dirty. It went away and became a zombie. I got a zombie instead.
Wow.
This card.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
a 4-drop is awfully high in an aggro list.
Yeah.
That's okay if the effect is
bad.
Backbreaking.
Yeah, where the 4-drops we're going to play is this guy. I think we just play Thrun.
Okay.
Because I think it would be stupid to not play Thrun.
Thrun the Last Troll?
Yeah. This guy, I love him because it's just like
okay, sorry, I just want to say again about Kalitas. You swing in with a couple of 2Xs, your opponent blocks, trades, all of his creatures. Yeah, you get replacements for the next wave.
Yeah.
You get the...
Yeah, you get the zombies.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so yeah, Throne of the Last Troll is a really great, if you're sick of losing to blue, this can sometimes just give you a nice little feeling of satisfaction and help in that matchup.
So Thrun the Last Troll is a 4/4 legendary troll shaman for 2 generic mana and green. Thrun the Last Troll can't be countered.
Can't counter it.
Nope. Thrun can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control.
Troll Shroud. This was before they templated it to hexproof, so this is pre-hexproof.
1 and a green, regenerate Thrun. What do you even do against this guy?
He is a turd you can't flush.
Yeah, like you have to edict him.
Council's Judgment will kill him.
Yeah.
But he's a big pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I like this guy. There's 2 other 4-drops that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe 3, but we probably don't need them. One is Garrick Relentless.
Okay.
Because he's really good. It's like one of the best $6 planeswalkers.
So this is the flip planeswalker from Innistrad. Garrick Relentless, 3 and a green. 3 loyalty planeswalker. When Garrick Relentless has 2 or fewer loyalty counters on him, transform him. He has 2/0 abilities. Garrick Relentless deals 3 damage to target creature. That creature deals damage equal to its power to him. And his second ability is put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield.
I love this card so much.
So what kind of plays can you do with this guy?
Like, sometimes he's actually just a bad lightning bolt. But it's in a color that doesn't get the lightning bolt. Ideally, you want to deal 3 damage to a 2x. It deals 2 or maybe even 1 back to him. Then he flips and he gets more abilities. But even on an empty board, you make your own wolf, which you can use to flip him. Or just make wolves forever.
Yeah. So when he flips, he becomes Garrick the Veil Cursed.
Oh, he's having a bad day. +1, put a 1/1 black wolf creature with Death Touch on the battlefield. These are so annoying to get through. I've been on the other end of this recently, and it sucks. -1, sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So you can make a wolf, then you start tutoring for the silver bullet creatures. So this would be finding something that would be really backbreaking in a particular kind of... And it's like maybe he finds your Thrun, maybe he finds a haste creature or something.
Yeah.
And then the third ability, -3, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard.
And what we know for certain with our deck is that we will have creatures in our graveyard.
Sooner or later it'll happen. What else? Right. You're going to love this. Another 4-drop that I think would be very good in this deck, Creekwood Liege.
Ooh, okay.
1 and then 3 hybrid black. Hybrid black-green mana for a 2/3? 2/2? He's only 2/2. That seems like it sucks. Other black creatures you control get +1/+1.
Okay.
Other green creatures you control get +1/+1. If they're both, they get both of those.
Right.
And
at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a 1/1 black and green worm creature token onto the battlefield.
Oh, but it gets +1/+1.
Oh.
Another +1/+1.
So it puts 3/3s onto the battlefield?
You just slam this guy, you maybe crash with your team, and then they're like, kill it, please kill it.
Yeah.
So it goes down to a lot of removal, but it's a must-deal with threat.
Yeah, this will kill your opponent unless it gets... anything will kill your opponent eventually. This has to be dealt with now.
Yeah, so you play this into Lotleth Troll or Putrid Leech or Deathrite Shaman even. Like, how'd you like Deathrite Shaman to be a 3/4?
I don't like that at all.
It's going to happen.
Speaking of Deathrite Shaman, do we play Mana Dorks in this list? Or are they too slow?
I don't think we do.
Right.
In this kind of like, I think you pick Mana Dorks or or you pick like 2/2s for 1.
Right.
Although, like, Deathrite Shaman's obviously an exception because he's a 1-mana planeswalker, basically. The argument could be made that you play the best ones.
Right.
Like, stuff like Birds of Paradise, but I don't think it's very good in this deck.
No. Like, we need to be crashing in on this list.
Yeah. So this is one of the few situations where, like, you just, rather than playing the ramp, you just play a lower curve. Though, I could see playing something like Lotus Cobra, maybe?
Okay.
Because Lotus Cobra lets you do some really stupid plays.
So we're at 34 creatures right now, including Liliana.
We'll probably hit 40 by the end.
Okay.
I would expect maybe 40 plus.
Okay.
For an aggro deck. Like, we'll see. I'm trying to think. There's a few more items on my laundry list that I want to empty out. We got to get the juice in here.
Oh, yeah. Zombie from Return to Ravnica.
No, I've forgotten its name. Dragmangler.
Dragmangler. The juice.
We call it the juice for some reason. I don't know why. Someone at YJ started calling that card the juice. It's 1 black-green for a 3/3 with haste.
Yeah.
And scavenges for a 3 black-green. This guy's just sweet.
Yeah.
Just smash. There's a couple other 3-drops that we could be playing. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. We probably play Eternal Witness.
I was going to ask if Eternal Witness made
I think
it
that
in.
card's too good to not play.
Yeah. What about cards like the Elf from M15 that naturalizes when it enters the battlefield?
Oh, yeah, yeah, we definitely play Rex Sage.
Reclamation Sage, yeah, that's the one.
That has to happen. Actually, before I forget, all these good green creatures, we definitely want to be playing Green Sun Zenith.
That seems like quite a good card.
Yep.
What about something like Collected Company?
Ah, man, that... Maybe? It's probably fine. I don't... It's weird because I feel like you would be casting that card and getting 2/2/2s.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe that card's fine. Maybe it's nuts. Because we could realistically end up with, like, 45 creatures.
Yeah.
And have this something you don't always brick on. I don't know, maybe we start a maybe column for Collected Company. Because I've heard people go back and forth on this. Like, when you play this and it's good, it's nuts.
Yeah, and then sometimes you play it and you reveal...
And you brick.
Yeah, you reveal, Tasigur and, like, Abrupt Decay and 2 lands, and...
Yeah. It's weird.
And you've wasted your turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably good, but a little... I don't know. I was trying to think. Oh, Great Sable Stag.
Okay.
Somebody told me...
We were talking about this this morning.
Someone told me that this card is basically green True Name Nemesis. And that's an exaggeration, but...
Yeah. So it is a card from M10, cast for 1 green for a 3/3. It is an elk. Great Sable Stag can't be countered. Protection from blue and from black.
It's pretty good. Those abilities allow you to, like, run through a lot of creatures that would be blocking you. It's
what about something like
really
Phyrexian Crusader?
The one with Infect?
Yeah. Is that just no? Okay.
It's a shame because that guy would be sweet if you had an ability, like, if that card was like 1 black, give it Infect, I would probably play it.
Right.
But you don't want 1 creature that's doing a different kind of damage.
That seems totally reasonable.
I don't know why it's reminded me of this card, but it's something we should be playing. It's a little ditty I like to call Rancor.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Rancor is an aura for 1 green. Any of you who have played recently probably remember this being in M14, M15, I think. where it was one of the what? Rankers?
Like,
Creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0 and has trample. When Rancor is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return Rancor to its owner's hand. You have one chance to get rid of this, and that's when it's on the stack.
Yeah, so the ways to get rid of this.
Right.
Yeah, the way you get rid of Rancor is you counter it or you kill the creature in response to it being targeted by this. Otherwise, every time the creature that's wearing it dies, you're going to get it back. It's also super duper hyper mega efficient.
It is. Any creature in our deck is happy to take on a Rancor.
Just like, turn 1, 2, 2x, turn 2 Rancor, hand attack Rancor is just what you want to be doing with this deck.
Basically, the opponent will have to block that creature. They still take damage from the trample, and you get the Rancor back.
Speaking of disruption, there's a suite of cards that we should jam into here to sort of give us the ability to disrupt our opponent.
So, green and black play a lot of cards. You don't have blue's ability to react to your opponent's casts because you don't have counter spells. What you do have is hand attack, which is much more offensive, much more proactive.
Yeah. And you also have real good removal.
Yeah. So if we're looking at a disruption suite,
Duress,
Thoughtseize,
Inquisition of Kozilek, Hymn to Turak, Mind Twist.
Yep.
You have one of those cards already.
I know. We've got this deck happening. Those are really the essentials.
Yeah.
And Mind Twist is a point, but I think it's a point well spent in this list.
I agree.
And you can add a few more on after that, and we may actually want to consider that for this deck.
Right.
So if I wanted to expand from that list, Cabal Therapy?
Not always a hit, because with Cabal Therapy you have to name the card.
I have blind named cards with that more times than I'm comfortable with.
I love the time that you soul read out a Palancron on turn 1 with no information.
I stepped away from the table in shock because
I've also seen you get an Electrolyze with this.
All blind. I knew, the first time that this happened, all I knew was my opponent was on High Tide, and I'm like, blind Cabal Therapy. It's like Palancron, and he just gives me this look. I'm like, huh? It's like, well, you got it. And it's like, am I a wizard?
I was just like, oh!
Nothing feels better than blind reading a Cabal Therapy in Highlander, because in Legacy you can be like, oh, he's on this deck, he's playing 4 copies of something or other. I can probably guess.
Yeah.
But in Highlander, it's much harder. But Cabal Therapy is pretty good with our other hand attack spells.
Yeah.
Because if you peek first, then you hit them. What we might want to play in this deck is the 2 hand attack creatures to just keep a density there.
Okay.
So the ones I'm talking about are Mesmeric Fiend, and its slightly less good counterpart, Brain Maggot.
Yep. The fixed Mesmeric Fiend.
Yep. I've got a journey I want you to come with me on.
I'm willing to go on this journey.
I want us to add, oh damn it, what's it called? 1 green, 4/2 flash bestow.
1 green, 4/2 flash bestow. This seems really familiar.
It's from Theros block.
With bestow, you don't say.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. Paul will find it hopefully. He's really aggressive. So 1 green for a 4/2 with flash is just like beep beep.
Yeah.
But what you'll notice...
it's Boon Satyr.
That's the one. Boon Satyr. So you'll notice a lot of the creatures we've been adding and a lot of the supplementary spells are enchantments. I have a pet card that I want to try in this deck because I've been hoping to play it. Daxos' Torment.
Interesting.
It's another 4-drop.
Is this from the newest Commander set?
Yes. 3 and a black. It's an enchantment. when it enters play, and it's got Constellation, when it or another enchantment enters the battlefield, the enchantment becomes a 5/5 demon with flying and haste.
Okay.
So for 4 mana, it's like a black ball lightning,
Okay.
but it might get to attack a second or even third time
Now,
if we play
This
these other
is
creatures.
another 4-drop.
So it's like, this might be cuttable, but it's so cool.
No, yeah, it's a sweet
It's
card.
so cool.
It's so sweet.
I think Nelson was trying this in mono black. I think I'd like to play it in this.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I think even Goblins plays about 6 or maybe 8 4-drops. It's probably more like 6, but
Okay,
I think
yeah.
if we keep it under that,
Well,
we're
like
fine.
Goblins plays 5-drops, right? Because it has Siege Gang Commander.
It doesn't always play Siege Gang. I haven't
Really?
seen Siege Gang in Mac's list in a long time. He's actually playing Jund Goblins right now
Interesting.
with
Well,
like
then-
top.
You guys can keep going. I gotta go.
Okay.
I'll see if I can grab somebody else to come.
Okay, yeah, if James is
All right.
available to take over the board. So we're at 50 cards right now. Do we want to talk about maybe a removal suite?
Yeah, actually.
So green-black has access to some very powerful removal spells.
You start with Abrupt Decay
Decay.
and Maelstrom Pulse. And then it's all downhill from there.
Yep. But, I mean, you're starting pretty high.
You're starting pretty hot. We're so spoiled for choices as far as removal is concerned.
So the other Return to Ravnica block, green-black removal, which was
Putrefy?
Putrefy.
Yeah, like
Creature or artifact.
that one's probably fine in this meta. Like, I don't like that it's 3 mana though. I think I'd like to keep the costs lower than that for this deck.
Okay, so, I mean, if we're talking about 2-mana removal, we talk about
There's so
Doomblade,
many, yeah.
we talk about Go for the Throat, we talk
Yeah.
about Terror? Is that too
Terror-
deep a cut?
Terror's way too deep. Like, you have better cards than that. It's like, we could play stuff like Dismember. I've heard really good things about Ghastly Demise. Like, if we weren't playing so many other Delve cards, I would say Murderous Cut, but we're playing other Delve cards.
Right.
Every one of those that we play makes Bob worse.
What about Smother?
I've never played Smother
Okay.
because
Snuff
it's
Out?
like Snuff Out. I love that card so much.
All right, it
I
gets
think
in.
it's enormously underrated. It's 3 and a black instant. If you control a swamp, you may pay 4 life instead of its mana cost. So it's
Force of Black.
yeah, it's basically a Doomblade for free.
Yeah. Free.
I don't think it hits artifact creatures, which is a drag. But
Yeah. I remember it being kind of like a Terror.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's terror, but free.
Yeah.
And you can also cast it for 4. So that's a 4-drop that's not actually a 4-drop.
What about the high... You said you didn't want 3-drop removal, so no things like Hero's Downfall?
No, too much mana.
Okay.
Like, it sucks about
But-
Planeswalkers, but there's 2 cards we could play, and maybe this is going a little deep. One of them isn't. Phyrexian Revoker is good in aggro lists for controlling Planeswalkers and troublesome artifacts and stuff like that.
It's a pithing needle on a body.
Yeah. It also... it has the advantage over Pithing Needle. It can name mana abilities.
Ooh.
So you can turn off their Soul Ring,
Right.
but you can't name lands.
Hex Parasite?
No, I think it's being tested and it just doesn't do anything.
Okay, so we're looking at Vampire Hexmage then.
I don't think this card gets played enough. And, well, because we're making a cute deck with a couple of pet cards, I think I want to play her. Black, 2/1 first strike. Sacrifice Vampire Hexamage. Remove all counters from target permanent. So, like, I don't know, loyalty counters.
Yeah.
There's some weird niche uses for this card because there's, like, not a lot of effects that are playable that
Dark
do this.
Depths.
Well, yeah. I don't think we play Dark Depths
No,
combo
no.
in this deck, but Hexmage does get played with that. There's one other. We're going to be playing a lot of double green and double black spells. I'm trying to keep the number of them pretty constrained, but I think we're base black with green being the secondary color. But I still think we have to play Strangle Rootgeist.
All right.
That thing's bananas.
It is.
It's green for a 2/1 with haste and undying. When it gets killed, it comes back bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy is a 2/1 with haste that comes back as a 3/2 with haste.
So we're at 60 cards right now and at 75 minutes.
All right, well, we should probably try to rein it in.
Do we want like a Phyrexian Arena?
Yep.
Phyrexian Arena gets in.
Here.
What about equipment?
Skull Clamp. We could play some number of swords and like throw our points into that. You know, we could probably play Jite. Maybe a sword. Actually, Grafted War Gear I would rather play in this deck.
Yeah, Grafted War Gear sounds really good. So I've got Jite, Umazawa's Jite, Grafted War Gear, which is essentially
probably Bone
free to equip.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna.
What about cranial? No, not cranial plating. What was the one that boosted for creatures in the graveyard? You know, it's not relevant.
We're probably gonna miss the discussion about land, but I think just 35 green-black land.
Yeah.
34 maybe we get away with.
Yeah, so we'd want like 66 cards, like 66
Thereabouts.
spells, and 34 land.
Yeah,
and like we're on a lot of like 2-drops that cast for green-black, or 3-drops that need double green or double black. So this is not going to be an easy mana base.
It's not going to be easy, but I think we can manage it.
Because again, it is only 2 colors.
Yeah. So you have that strength because your perfectly fixed mana is going to be a swamp, a forest, and a duel.
Give me a pet
Then you
card.
can cast anything.
We're at 65.
A pet card?
Yeah.
Unearth?
Why not?
Brr, 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 brr.
That's 66.
All right. So and then like 34 lands. Those lands which you could replace with Moxes if we have the point space. I don't own any Moxes, so I'm not planning to play them.
Yeah.
I might play Chrome Mox in this deck.
We're playing Umazawa's Jite.
Mind Twist.
Mind Twist.
Like, there's other points we could be playing in this list.
We don't... we didn't include Liliana of the Veil.
Oh, that should probably be in.
Yeah, that should definitely be
There's edits
in.
that can happen to this list because we just, like, vomited a lot of cards. But this is probably a pretty good basis to work off of. And, you know, there's always a revision process, and there's always showing this to other players to get their opinions. It's like, have you tested this card? It's like, yeah, it was crap. Or, no, it's amazing. Never cut it. And so that's how you come up with your first draft of a Highlander list.
Yeah.
You just... Now, we're pulling from experience.
Normally you would want to open up Gatherer.
Yeah.
And look at things like 1 CMC, 2 power creatures in green or black. But as we mentioned, that misses things like Sarcomancy, it misses Rakdos Cackler.
Yeah, and those you can only really know about through looking at other lists. I think researching
Vampire Lacerator.
Yeah.
Or no, doesn't miss Lacerator?
No.
Gets +1,
it's a
+1.
2/2.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, like, look at other lists. Prowl around, gather. Yeah, Tarmogoyf's an 0/1.
Yeah,
that card's garbage.
Yeah, for 2 mana. Boo.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, check it out. And yeah, we went a little bit over time here, but
well, I think people will be prepared to forgive us, or they've stopped listening.
That's true. They stopped listening and they're commenting right now about how the podcast is too long.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So if you dig this,
please
check out CanadianHighlander.wordpress.com. There's lots of lists you can look at on Tapped Out. There's the Canadian Highlander database is a profile on there that has tons of lists.
There's also Top 8.
Yeah,
has
MTG,
a Highlander tab under Other.
It's either Other or you can search by format. And we've started posting our 3/1 or better lists from events. That's a really good resource to look at other lists. And just like check it out. Hit up myself at Alex Stacey or Serge
at Ken Highlander.
At Ken Highlander or at Serge Jaeger.
Yep.
He's a really good resource that we're only too happy to answer questions about the format. And yeah, happy brewing.
Yeah, happy brewing. We hope this has been instructive or useful or at least interesting. But yeah, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this content, please consider supporting us at our Patreon at www.patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. This podcast is brought to you through support of our Patreon, so thank you very much. What else do we usually say at the end? I think that's it.
Play Magic.
Play Magic.
Just jund him out.
Yeah, just jund him out.
Jund him out. You're missing red, but you can still jund him.
Yeah, you can. This I feel. Well, yeah, this honors the spirit
Jund
of
is a lifestyle rather
really
than
is.
a deck.
It's Jund life.
Thanks for listening.
Okay, peace.